Dejphon Chansiri is slowly becoming one of the worst ever owners historically in the English pyramid as he fails to pay his players and staff for another month. This time it's the month of June. He's already missed March and April. Absolutely horrendous news for all associated with Sheffield Wednesday. We made a video on this around about 6 months ago on the channel about Chansiri, blaming the fans, blocking new ownership coming in from Saudi, from American consortiums, because he feels Sheffield Wednesday are at an insane valuation, of which they're not right now. There seems to be a ridiculous ego with this man. Sheffield Wednesday are suffering because of it. We're going to be getting into it in this video. It is absolute chaos in Sheffield. The club has failed to pay players and staff for the month of June, and this is the third time in 2025 that Sheffield Wednesday has failed to meet its wage obligations. The previous incidents were in March and April. The missed payments aren't just affecting the fringe players, they're affecting the majority of the staff and the majority of the players now associated with the club. Staff are naturally demoralised and very frustrated, and obviously that is going to include the playing staff as well. Not being paid for these months, being in the second tier of English football, and this standard not being met is absolutely ridiculous. If this is any other business, there are massive, massive questions being asked for the business owners. Now, financial mismanagement has been happening with Dejphon Chansiri for a long time now, yet he still values Sheffield Wednesday at a ridiculous amount, and it's apparently a real problem when it comes to handing over the football club. And naturally, Chansiri, we spoke about this on the last video, has been blaming fans, he's been blaming ownerships not coming in and offering the right amount of money and not taking that key word when it comes to Sheffield Wednesday and general football ownership: accountability. Now, the FIFA regulations allow players to terminate their contracts if they go unpaid for 2 consecutive months, and with March and June salaries missed, many players now qualify to activate that clause, and players have started serving 15-day notices, meaning that unless they're paid with that window, they can leave for a free. Yes, everybody, these Sheffield Wednesday players can leave for an absolute free. Wednesday bringing in no money, and just a scenario of which is mental, really. Now, as we just mentioned, Sheffield Wednesday will receive absolutely no transfer fee for some prized assets. Barry Bannon, I believe, is on a free right now when it comes to Wednesday. The club captain of 10 years, just leaving. You know, you've got players like Josh Windass, uncertainty with their future. Gassama as well, a 21-year-old who has got a real upward trajectory, but he potentially will be leaving on a free as well. And this will see multiple senior departures, with the season being just weeks away. Now, the English Football League is apparently monitoring the situation very closely. Wednesday are already under a transfer embargo due to previous financial breaches, and now with repeated wage failures, the EFL could impose a points deduction, an extended transfer embargo, or even fines. And a points deduction obviously would be catastrophic for Sheffield Wednesday right now, especially with the player departure and Danny Röhl's very uncertain future as well. Now, Danny Röhl was apparently absent from training yesterday, with his future absolutely in the air and nobody knowing what's going on with him. Pre-season training, he was absent, which is obviously a horrendous start to the next season. Reports also suggest he's now in talks, actively wanting to move away from Sheffield Wednesday. He was a massively popular figure within the Wednesday fan base as well. I thought he performed above his station. When you're looking at the squad that he has, I think Wednesday fans know this as well. The squad that he had, the tools that he was working with, playing an aggressive front foot style with some real pressing intensity as well. And I think Sheffield Wednesday fans absolutely, adored his style of playing and adored Danny Röhl and backed him to the hill as well. We saw that with some of the altercation with Chris Wilder and the verbals there. Danny Röhl was their man. And all Wednesday fans will have wanted to do this season was build on the successful season they had last season. Now, insiders are claiming in the round hills, but that he's massively frustrated with Chansiri and what's going on and the lack of direction with Sheffield Wednesday, with what happened and what he could have built on last season. There's been rumours with him potentially going to Southampton. That was obviously quashed by Will Still going there instead. There was even some rumours suggesting that Sheffield United may go for him after the departure of Chris Wilder. Now, if you are to believe reports as well, there are several first-team players considering walking away due to the club's failure to meet contracts. Those staying are apparently mentally checked out, with morale sinking lower by the week, of course, which you would naturally understand. Just the general aura of Sheffield Wednesday right now must be terrible. Younger academy players may be forced into the squad permanently or look for other options, maybe even across the city, with Sheffield United having a thriving youth academy. There's concern that senior leaders in the squad could leave. Obviously, we've already mentioned Barry Bannon shattering what natural dressing room structure they've had built by Danny Röhl. Fan favourites, as we've just mentioned as well. Maybe Windass, maybe Gassama, Barry Bannon could exit suddenly, leading to massive backlash as well. And Chansiri under fire is something we surely have to discuss here. Now, he publicly blamed fans for not helping with the financials. It's staggering. The guy is just an egomaniac. He doesn't seem to understand that being the club owner, the buck stops with you. But what he seems to do and what his tactic is to do is to blame everybody else. It's never his fault. He's a very sensitive soul as well, doesn't like criticism. And it's absolutely crazy as well that you've had a US-based investment group who are consistently reported with being interested in buying Sheffield Wednesday, and talks have held with the club and the consortium, but nothing has progressed. And you know why that is? It likely will not be because of the US-based company, the investment group. It will be because of Dejphon Chansiri, as we mentioned previously, just with outlandish valuations of Sheffield Wednesday right now, which is what has been reported. Our Sheffield Wednesday fans will just be wanting to get to next season. They'll just be wanting to perform. They don't want to get dragged down the divisions. It took them so long to get from League One back into the Championship. And there was such a good feeling around Sheffield Wednesday at that moment in time, around Darren Moore, around the city. They got back there. They got back to within touching distance of the Premier League. And now it looks like it's going to spiral yet again. And until the ownership is resolved, the club, it's not even stuck in limbo. It's stuck in a massive decline. And I don't know how they get this sorted quickly. They can't sign players. They can't pay wages reliably or even plan for the next season because they might not have players or even a manager. So what now? We all know with Sheffield Wednesday that clock is ticking. 15-day FIFA notice expires in mid-July. That's the deadline to pay players or risk losing them. Pre-season is naturally already disrupted with Rohl not turning up for pre-season training. Henrik Pedersen maybe being the new boss. Talks ongoing between Chansiri and Rohl with his future. Players potentially completely checked out and not coming back to training. And the club could be facing mass EFL penalties as well, which is something you got to consider. This is a crucial few weeks for Sheffield Wednesday, and you've got to feel for them because the fans can't do anything. They cannot do anything. They've got to sit back and watch this absolute meltdown that Dejphon Chansiri is effectively having on their club, the religion that will be Sheffield Wednesday to many people. It's very, very sad to see, and it's very in the mold of Derby and Reading. And I don't know what happens here. It looks like more EFL sanctions are going to come. It looks like Dejphon Chansiri is going to continue lacking accountability and blaming everybody else. Players are going to leave. Staff members are going to leave. The academy is going to be problematic as well. It's an absolute dire situation. But guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Sheffield Wednesday fans, I'm interested to hear your thoughts. EFL fans in general, I'm interested to hear your thoughts. It's been Conor McGilligan. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in a bit. Cheers.